What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy AyeThatsAaron, and we're back at again another Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash video. And today we're going to be talking about a very hot topic when it comes to the game. We're going to be talking about domain expansions and how they're going to work in the game and what characters have their domain expansions. So that is going to be a very beautiful video, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video for real. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, please just let your boy Aaron know. Without further ado, let's get into the video, shall we? Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said in the intro, we are going to be talking about domain expansions in Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash. If you guys have not been used to my channel, or I guess if you guys are just not running into my channel, we were talking about in my previous Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash videos that we do not know how domain expansion is going to work in the game, because we were stuck between it being either a surrounding thing that plays out like it does in the anime, or is it just going to be a flashy cinematic that they're going to bust and only hit one person, right? So we didn't really get confirmation from the reveal trailer like that. We did get some information from the notes from Bandai Namco's website, but I was really just waiting more for the scans to pop up so we could get a better look at it all. But we finally do have ourselves some official scans, so let's talk about the scans that we got and then break down what's going on, right? Okay. Now, it says right here that I'm going to put both scans on screen, but I'm primarily focused on this one section. It says right here, a lot of domain expansions have various restricting factors, right? So the thing about domain expansions in the game is they all behave differently. Not every domain expansion will play the same like it does with every other character, right? So far, the only confirmed characters that we have that have domain expansions are Sukuna, Gojo, Jogo, and Megumi. And each one has their own, does their own thing, has their own, like, I guess, debuffs if opponent gets hit. So we're going to talk about each one so you guys can get a better understanding of what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this, right? This is right here. There's a domain expansion gauge. It says specific characters have a domain expansion gauge. Be careful, as if your enemy lands a hit on you whilst you're about to power it up, the ability will fail. So maybe it's one of those things that if you're trying to charge the domain expansion and you keep getting attacked, it maybe probably knocks it down. I mean, it makes sense because it's going to be one of those powerful techniques, so maybe you got to really be on your P's and Q's to bust it. That makes the most sense, because why would they make the most powerful ability easy to land? You know what I'm saying? Now, this section right here on the scan says right here, domain expansions tend to restrict various aspects of your opponent over other characters' awakenings. It could be temporarily restricting your opponent's movement and even sealing their cursed ability. Just like in the manga, it is a very destructive ability. And you guys will see what it's talking about, how different each domain expansion is, right? So let's start talking about each domain expansion. So the first person we're going to be talking about is my boy Sukuna, and the first in this domain expansion is Malevolent Shrine. The description reads, if both characters get caught by Sukuna's domain expansion, they will both be overwhelmed by a sharp slice of attacks. Be wary, as if your partner gets caught up in the attack too, they will also face the wrath of Sukuna's attack, an extremely cursed attack that will be fitting for the Cursed King. And then you go over to the side, it says catch your partner in it and they'll be cut to pieces too. And then we get to see ourselves a little screenshot of how it's looking. Now, I do think that is very interesting. They have been talking about with my boy Sukuna how if you're not careful with the character, he does have the ability to attack his own teammates. They even mention that in the normal abilities outside the domain expansion, if you use it all willy-nilly, like, your teammate will get attacked. And we do kind of see a little bit in the trailer as well. But the fact that is also including the domain expansion is going to be crazy. Now, I feel like Sukuna's domain expansion is going to be insanely powerful. And so, you know, it makes a lot of sense for that to be the drawback of the teammate. So far, it seems like up to 3 people get caught in Sukuna's domain expansion, and that's insane. That's insane. But I do like it, though. I like how they're trying to keep it, you know, very accurate. The next character we're going to be talking about is Jogo, and it says opponents caught in the domain will start to lose damage over time and will in turn increase your curse attack's power as well. Get in the right position and then take advantage by encasing your opponents in a fiery hell that is Jogo's domain. And this says burn the opponent in a scorching hot domain. And then you can see like an image of Itadori and Gojo caught in the domain expansion, right? So it says that your opponents can be caught in it. So I think that 2 people can be caught in said domain expansion. And I think that his thing is the fact that he will take your curse energy and add to his, right? Now the question of the day here is, will that add to both you and your teammate? Or will that just be just an only Jogo thing? But yes, so with Jogo, if you get caught in it, they will take damage over time, and it will increase your attack power. So you get a buff and you get some damage with that, which is pretty good. I do like that. I do like that. But we can already see the differences between each domain expansion, because like I said, y'all, each one behaves a little bit differently than the last, and so that's pretty interesting. So the next one we're going to be talking about is my boy Gojo, and his domain expansion will be Unlimited Void. And it says right here in the description, Gojo brings his enemy within the powers of his limitless techniques to send through an unlimited amount of information, straight overwhelming them. An unrivaled technique that if the ability is successful, both opponents' attacks actions will be temporarily paused. And then it says, make your opponent completely powerless. Now, that is very interesting because it doesn't really mention damage like that. I mean, I'm assuming that it will do damage because it is the awakening attack, but you know, we're not 100% sure. And then you gotta see that it says that it will be able to pause it will pause the people who get caught up in it, right? So as you guys can see, more than one person can get caught up in it because it does mention opponents. So more than one person can be able to get caught in this curse, is basically his domain expansion. Now, the thing that I want to point out that I find extremely interesting is the fact that it says right there, an unrivaled technique that if the ability is successful, both opponents' attacks actions will be temporarily paused. Now, my theory is, can domain expansions counter each other? Because my theory is that they can counter each other. And I think that since Gojo is so strong and powerful, that his domain expansion will be able to overpower other people's domain expansions if he has it available, right? Because think about it, he overpowered Jogo's domain expansion in anime, and so it makes sense for Gojo himself to have more of an overpowered domain expansion, right? Because it's very lore accurate, and I think that's pretty clean. So there's already like a mental game going on with the domain expansions to see what you could do. But it looks like he gets to pause the enemy's actions, which is nice because my boy Gojo is already going to have invincibility as one of his buffs for whenever you play him. Plus he's going to have hollow purple, and then he's like, it's crazy. So I'm happy that his domain expansion isn't going to be like crazy broken on top of that. And then finally, the last character we're going to be talking about is my boy Megumi Fushiguro, and we're going to be talking about his domain expansion. Now it says that his domain expansion will be Chimera Shadow Garden. And it says, alongside the devastating power of his Shikigami, Megumi seals a single person's opponent movement before beating them down with this powerful domain expansion. And then it says, Megumi performs a cooperative attack along with his Shikigami, a shadowy swamp. Now, you guys see right there where it says that he will be able to seal a single opponent right there. I think that his domain expansion is only going to be able to seal a single opponent, because if you guys remember in the anime, his domain expansion wasn't even really fully fleshed out. So it was just, it was the rough version of his domain expansion basically, and it makes sense that it can only capture one person. Now, I do think that it might seal their movements as well. I don't know if they were saying like seal the movement because once you get caught in the domain expansion, it's a whole cinematic. Not 100% sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if it does seal their movements to an extent, while you're able to get some combos and so do some damage with domain expansion. I won't be surprised about that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have so far for the confirmation of domain expansions. Now, we're going to talk about this last part that I think is very interesting. It says, currently there are 4 characters in the game that are able to use domain expansion. Maybe more will be added, ... So with the conclusion of this video talking about the domain expansions, I think that we're probably going to get Mahito. I think this adds to more of the confirmation of my boy Mahito, and I think that's going to add to the Mahito getting his own domain expansion. Because if you guys saw in the anime, Mahito did do a domain expansion on Nanami. Now the question is that what's going to be happening with him? And I wonder what they're going to do with him as well. I think that's going to be interesting. Now, since Itadori broke into Mahito's domain expansion, and whenever Mahito like accidentally used his domain expansion on Itadori and Sukuna came out, will Itadori be low-key? Nah, I was thinking Itadori being a low-key counter in the game because of that. But since they're gonna separate Itadori and Sukuna, I don't think that that's gonna be a thing. But I don't know. That would be pretty cool though if they did do that. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Are you guys excited for domain expansions? What do you guys want to see yourselves? Do you guys think this game is already going to be one of the best anime games kicking off 2024? Or do you guys think it's going to be floaty and trash like Jump Force, right? So let me know what you guys think. Not Jump Force, JSTARS. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, please just let me know. Until next time, peace out.